Bill Maher brings like one of them conductors fucking things on stage. Where, you know, like they have like where you put the news, the music rather.
Yeah.
He has that, and he just has his ideas written out on that.
Good.
So you can just look down at it.
I get addicted to that a little too much. Sometimes in Largo, in L.A., I go up there. Flanny runs that place, and he lets me go on and try shit out. And I have a music stand, and I'll be at work all day working on movies. And then like 10 minutes left to go, I go, oh, yeah. Let me and I got a couple of guys in the office who help write jokes with me. And I go, let me try this, and this. And I just put the sheet down, go on stage, try shit out. Trying new shit out, nothing better than a new joke.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
That's the best if it's working. Usually does work, too.
Well, you're enthusiastic about it. And if you really have thought about it and prepared for it, it's like a new thing for you. So it's like this exciting new toy.
Yes. So you can't wait to get to that or open with it or whatever the fuck it is.
When you do movies, do you just come up with a premise first? Like when you decide to do a film, like if you decide to do Happy Gilmore, how do you like make your movies? How do you start?
That was just lucky premise. Billy Madison, I remember. I thought, oh, this could be great. A grown-up who does elementary school again. And that's a great idea of I get to be goofy, get to bully these little kids, then all of a sudden connect with these kids and have fun growing up again. So, but part of my head was like, well, Rodney did back to school already. So everyone's going to say I just ripped off back to school. Rodney went back to college. How the fuck do we kind of do it a step away from that? And I called my buddy Herlihy, who I went to college with, and he writes all the movies with me. He's just a great, funny man, and I've written almost everything with him. And if he goes, ooh, that's good, then we usually go from there, and we try to fill it out after that. Same thing with Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, Bobby Boucher, all that shit. We were just like, came up with a couple of lines of what we thought as an interesting idea, and then see if we can fill it out.
It's so funny because your films get loved by the public and hated by critics. It's so hilarious. You are the lead. Like whatever the Rotten Tomatoes critic score is for your films means 0. It means nothing. Right. It's only the audience is what counts.
That's all we thought about. Yeah.
Because your films are all so fun and so silly and so, in my opinion, so underappreciated.
Thank you, man.
Because like this is one of the things that I thought about during COVID. It's like we watched it every night. We watched like every film that you made while everything was locked down.
Amazing. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, my fucking, I don't know, man. We lucked out. We worked our asses off like you're working your ass off now. Like this is took it very serious.
But you caught like a silly groove that I don't think anybody else has that silly groove like you do. Like you caught that groove with so many movies, man.
Yeah. We did. I mean, when I first started, Jim Carrey was crushing, Stiller, Mike Myers, a lot of goofy movies were getting made, and I certainly fucking love doing them. And I love being on set, making those kind of movies. I love fucking editing that shit, thinking about kids laughing. I always loved that. Thinking of college kids throwing a tape in, sitting down, watching together. That was on our mind when we did it.
When you first started out, did you want to be a comic? Did you want to be a stand-up comic, or did you always think that you wanted to do films?
I think I wanted to get into the movies. I was fucking nuts, cocky as shit in my own weird way. I think a big thing that happened to me was I told my friends in high school I was going to be fucking big. And I didn't.
So you had to?
I had to do it. I told the boys, I was like, I'm going to be fucking great. And then when I would check in with them, I remember being on payphones, calling after even eating it at Catch a Rising Star. I call him, I fucking did good tonight, Papa. Yeah. I go, yeah. I said, what'd you say? I said, this joke fucking killed. Meanwhile, I fucking ate it every time.
So you're faking it until you made
it. But I dug a hole for myself. Like, I'm doing great. Robin Williams said I was fantastic. Robin Williams, I remember one night saw me eat it. And I was just like, oh, man, I ate it in front of Robin Williams. But I changed the story of like, yeah, he liked that shit.
There's something that could be very valuable about being delusional and being young.
Yes, very delusional. So stupid, man.
I did this thing once. Do you know Owen Smith?
Who the hell is
Hilarious comedian in L.A. But he had this. He's one of the best comics alive, but he spends a lot of time writing and doing shows.
I'm sure I know.
Unfortunately, which I think he should be headlining arenas. He was just at my club a few months back. I saw him. He's a monster.
Gotcha.
The point is, Owen had this show that he was doing for a while, where you'd find your oldest notebooks and sit down with him and go over your oldest jokes, and it was so bad. It was like a 1991 joke book.
Yeah.
I keep them all.
Yeah.
And I was going through, we were reading it, and I was like, it's so bad. I had in like built-in heckler lines that I wrote that were terrible.
Right,
and this guy was saying this to me, and that. It's like,
that's so funny.
If I had to go back there and like give myself advice, I would say, you got to quit. You're terrible at this.
Oh my God!
Don't do this.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
man?
don't do
you
this.
Sound atrocious.
You're not gonna make it. You don't have it.
Same thing.
There's no way.
But I fucking thought I was fucking phenomenal. But I would look out at the crowd, not laughing, going, "These guys fucking nuts. They don't see how great this shit is." But it's almost like I was with my fucking giant afro, and my father would be at the table and he'd be like, "You need a haircut." I'd be like, "What are you talking about, man?" He'd be like, "You think you look good?" I'd be like, "I look great." He'd be like, "You don't. Just so you know, you don't look great." I'd be like, "You were so off on that day."
It's funny. Delusional thinking can sometimes carry you to once you develop some skill, that delusional is like a little guardian. That keeps you protected while you actually develop talent.
And that goes away because I'm more nervous now. Well, I had that fucking fear as a comedian. My head would spin when Colin Quinn. He had a club, the Paper Moon, in the city. Was the Paper Moon around when you were growing up? It was like at the Boston Comedy Club.
Like a small place like that?
I think that became Paper Moon became the Boston.
Oh, the same club?
Yes, I think it was downstairs.
Oh,
that
no
one.
Shit.
So fucking Colin liked me. He used to get me on stage. I was going to college around there, and I all day long would be practicing on the elevator in my dorm. I'd be going bah, 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 saying the shit. Right when Colin would bring me up, my fucking head would spin. I'd forget where I was, not making any sense. I would say two jokes, and then I'd be like, "Oh my God, I don't know what's coming next." And I had that going for a while, but I still would go home at night and go, "Fucking, I'm gonna be so fucking good at this." I don't know what it was. Psycho.
It's youthful delusion. Yeah, and it's also your central lobe is not fully formed yet. You don't even understand the world. You're a little meat puppet.
My God, yeah.
Yeah, but that's how you make it. That's how you make it in kind of everything. Like you're delusional, you know?
Yes.
If you really believe in yourself, that counts for a lot. Up to a point. Because there's people that still believe in themselves. They've been doing open mics for 20 years. And nobody's stepped in to say, hey, this is never going to happen.
Right, yeah.
You have to have a spark. Yeah, there's got to be a little something in there. And then you could build that little something into something special.
That's right. Same thing in sports, guys who keep going and keep trying out and keep doing something. But some people break through. It's interesting, man. I definitely had an amazing time as a youngster. I had a couple of people that I locked in with. We were buddies. We all had that same thing of like, I'm good, even though it wasn't that good yet.
Yeah. I came up with Greg Fitzsimmons. Greg and I we're both like confused and wondering if we're ever going to make it, and just we do a lot of road gigs together, and we were hoping, but it's the whole idea was only just to like one day you'd be a professional. That was the goal, not really have any kind of a career, but just like one day to make a living telling jokes. That was the dream.
Yeah.
You couldn't even imagine, like almost, I would see guys that were actual pros when I had a bunch of like day jobs doing construction.
Oh, you
driving limos. Oh, yeah, I did everything.
Oh, gotcha.
And so then I would do these nighttime gigs and I'd meet the real pros, the guys who just made a living doing comedy. I'm like, what must that be like?
Yes, they saunter in at 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they've been playing golf all day, laughing. The Kevin Knoxes and all those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would just like, they were like heroes. Like,
of course.
you actually made it.
You're fucking badasses.
Outside of the system completely. All you do is tell jokes. And people love you and they come to see you.
And the same jokes. A lot of the guys, they were just like, that's my act. I ain't fucking
in Boston? Yeah. They never did television. So those guys had...
right.
And people wanted to go see those same jokes again, which is crazy.
Yes.
Like Steve Sweeney. Did you ever see Sweeney when he was in his prime?
Absolute biggest destruction, too. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Steve Sweeney in his prime would light up a room...
Yeah.
And with Boston accent and Boston material, you couldn't follow him.
No.
He was a monster.
I think he went on the very first night I went on at Stitches.
Sure.
That was the first place my brother brought me to Stitches. He was going to BU. He got me one of those 5-minute open mics.
That was the first place I ever did, too.
Stitches?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Yeah, I got a couple of chuckles.
You did.
It was like enough to where I was
How
like,
old
maybe
were you?
21.
21,
Yeah. I was like, maybe something there. And the second time I got some laughs.
That's
second
incredible.
time I was like less nervous.
Wow.
And like I'd listened to my I had a little tape recorder that I brought with me, and I recorded it.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
how about that humiliation of the silence on the recorder?
It was terrible. But it also made me realize like what was wrong. Like, just because I was studying it like kind of the way I study martial arts. Like if you would watch films of fights, and then I would I'd go, oh, there was a little bit of a timing problem there, and this I could have done this, I could have done that.
Yes.
And so with my second time I did stand up, I had the humiliation of listening to the first cassette. So I listened to that. I was like, let me tighten this up, and maybe this could be a little better.
Oh my God, tightening.
Write a little more there. But I got some laughs the second time, which was like crazy. I was like, wow, I might be able to do this.
Shit, man. Both at Stitches?
Yeah. And then I think I bombed the third time, and that was the first real bomb. And I was like, ooh.
Punch in the face. Fucking scary. Yes.
But every time I bombed, I feel like it taught me something, and then I would get better.
Fucking, I ate it last summer. I went up to the comic strip and fucking ate it for 10 straight minutes. I went, oh shit, I forgot about that. Forgot about that punch in the face. That is a roughie.
I ran into you at the airport, and you were telling me you just did some fucking horrific corporate event.
I ate it there too. Oh, that was, I mean, if I listened to the tape, I'd say you were okay, but it was humiliating.
Yeah, you had just gotten done with it when I ran into you.
So I was shell shocked. I remember seeing you.